family affairs can be complicated, and the British royal family is no exception. Rocca has been examining their genealogy.
Now that Meghan Markle has married Prince Harry, she has, as the saying goes, not just married the man, she's married the whole family. But just who is this family?
If I were to procure a saliva sample from a member of the royal family for a DNA test, what would I find?
What would you find after you've been released from prison? Well, you would find a sort of family history that would be European, not purely English.
Professor Alastair Bellany teaches British history at Rutgers University in New Jersey. He says if you look at the progression of royal houses or family names, you'll see that the British monarchy isn't all that British. Take the early House of Denmark.
I think people would be surprised to know that there was a King Canute of England.
Yep, King Canute of England, who was a Norse speaker.
Was he basically a Viking?
Yeah, he was a Viking king.
Did he wear a Viking hat?
I'm not entirely sure that Vikings actually wore Viking hats.
The House of Normandy kicks off in the year 1066, when William the Conqueror sails over from France and takes the throne. He doesn't even speak English.
So if we were having a royal wedding during the House of Normandy, everybody would be speaking French at the reception.
Indeed, and French will remain the language of the monarchy and the court deep into the 13th, even into the 14th century.
Now, if you're looking for drama, if you're producing, say, the real houses of the English monarchy, you'd find it at the House of Tudor.
Henry VIII is massively significant in lots of ways. Everyone wants to hear about the 6 wives, but he's more significant for what he does in building up the English government and in breaking the English church from Rome.
His daughter, Elizabeth I, helps establish Protestantism as the religion of England. For good measure, she has her Catholic cousin, Mary Queen of Scots, beheaded. By now, it all seems very English, right? I mean, this is when Shakespeare was writing in English. But wait. In 1689, William III, also known as William of Orange, becomes king. He's Dutch. He's followed by Anne, who has no children, and so the crown goes to the closest living Protestant relative, who happens to be a German guy, like really German.
George I speaks German, and he doesn't speak English beyond a few little words.
And the monarchy's German roots continue. George's House of Hanover is followed by the House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha.
You hear the House of Hanover, you don't instantly think German. You hear the House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha,
right,
and all you can think is German.
Right. Its Germanness is perhaps most famously made apparent during World War I when they changed the name to the House of Windsor as a kind of a PR exercise. Britain is fighting Germany. The Saxe-Coburg name doesn't sound right.
Elizabeth Windsor is, of course, married to Prince Philip, who happens to be Danish, Greek, and German. He's kind of a mutt. And so the British royal family isn't so British after all. And Alastair Bellany says, with the additions of the non-aristocratic Kate Middleton and American Meghan Markle, it's also less royal.
What I think the monarchy, what they appear to have done is say, what can we take from the Diana way of doing things? Inoculate ourselves a bit from a criticism of being cold and distant and fuddy-duddy and backward. Because the monarchy claims to be the symbols of Britain and Britishness, and Britain and Britishness are not stable things, they change over time.